So yesterday we did the loop, while loop, and today I will start with the for loop. So for loop is the most widely used loop in JavaScript, and while is also used a lot, but for is used more often than while. So we should be doing for loop very thoroughly, and we should understand the for loop completely in JavaScript. So in the for loop, the syntax goes like this. So it starts with the for loop, and then this is the code block. This is a code block, and inside the for loop we have three things to be inserted. So how many things? Three things. So first thing is the starting condition followed by semicolon, and the second thing will be the ending condition followed by semicolon, and third thing which we will put is kind of changing condition. So these three things we have to put inside the for loop to make it work. So for example, I want to put the starting condition here. So let's say if I put var I equal to 0, I am saying the starting condition is make the I variable to 0. So this is the starting condition. Then I will put the ending condition, that is after this ending condition there should be no code block to be run. So for each time whenever we have satisfied this part, whenever we have satisfied this part in the parentheses, the code block will run. So here I have to put some ending condition that after certain time this code block should stop working. So here I should put the ending condition. Ending condition will be, maybe I can say I should be less than 10. So what will happen? If I is greater than 10, then code block will not run. But till the I is less than 10, the code block will run. So this is the ending condition. And the last thing which we have to put is the changing condition. That is, I will make I to change to some value. Maybe I can say I++. So that means every time this code block will run, the I will change its position to 1+, and then the code block will run again. Then I will change its position to 1+ more. Then the code block will run. Till what time the code block will run? Till we reach this point. This is the ending condition. That is, I is less than 10. That is what it should run. So for example, I will here put console.log I will put a value of I. So what will happen? When first time it will run, I will be 0 and it will show I is 0. This code block will run. After I is 0, after this code block, it will do the changing condition. This is the changing condition, I++. So second time when the code block will run, it will say I is 1. Then again I++ will run and it will say I is 2. It will go on saying I is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till it reaches this ending condition. And what is the ending condition? Ending condition is I is less than 10. Once I becomes greater than 10, this ending condition will not be satisfied and the code will move out of this code block and this point will not run. So whenever I run the for loop, it will say I 0 to 9 and after that it will exit out. Once I enter it, it's saying I 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and it is going out of the loop. So this is how we do the for loop. So if you want to see it in the diagram. One second, let me show you the diagram. Okay, so this is the diagram. So if we see this diagram, so this is the point A. Okay, so this is the point A. It runs some code before entering the loop. This is the loop, for loop. So this is the diagram. A is something where we run some lines of the code which is marked by O. So O is some kind of some A is the code block which is run before the going into the loop. O is some code to enter into the loop. Okay, so that I created I equal to 0. That is what is O. And then the condition is something which we see in the middle part. That is this one. This is the condition that I should be less than 10. That is the condition. And once the condition is done, it will enter into the loop. It will run the code block. And after the code block is run, it will use the changing condition, that is plus plus. This is the changing condition, that is I plus plus. So after I plus plus, it will check the condition again, whether exit condition is satisfied or not. If exit condition is satisfied, then it will exit out. Otherwise, it will go to the loop again. That is, it will run the code block again. And after the code block is run, it will again increment the value of I. And once the condition is not satisfied, it will go out of this loop and the code will run after the code block. So another code which is below the for loop, it will run. So let me do it again. So there is some code block like console.log A. This is running. Then again console.log of B. This is running. And this is nothing but the position of A. Okay, so this two lines of the code, I'm putting some code, lines of the code in my program. Anything, it can be anything. That is the position number A. And after that, my for loop will come. I have to do again. My for loop will come with initial condition. Then the last condition, I is less than 3, I plus plus. This is the changing condition. So this I is less than is represented by C, and I is equal to 0 is represented by O. That is starting condition. Some starting condition I am putting O, and ending condition is C. That is middle one, this middle part. And then I plus plus, that is the once the code block is run, the changing condition will run like this. And after we reach I is less than 3, that is once the I will become 3, it will exit out this code block and some more code will run which is below it. Okay, so this code will run. Now let's put something here. Okay, so when I run this code, A is running, B is running, then each code block is run like this: I equal to 0, I equal to 1, I equal to 2. Once I become 3, this condition is not satisfied, and code is exited out of the curly bracket, and with the C and D, we see the C and D. So yesterday we did while loop. Today we did for loop. So those who have attended the yesterday's class will know the while loop, and those who have not attended the yesterday's class may also know the while loop. So I am giving you some exercise. Now you have to finish it. I am putting it in for loop. You have to convert it into the while loop. and the output should be same like this. So I'll give you 2 minutes. Just convert this for loop to while loop, put it in the chat, and I will run your code. It should output like this only. But it should use while loop, not the for loop. Do it, start. If you don't know, just wait and watch. Someone may do it and then you can check their code. Okay, sorry, I was muted. So I see two solutions, but that two solutions will not satisfy this for loop because in Ole I don't see the initial condition and the console.log, whereas in Anand I don't see the starting condition. And Nazir, let's say Nazir, I equal to 0 while I less than 5. Yeah, Nazir one is looks good. Let's see. So Ola has written now, but where is the starting condition? Where is this I equal to 0? Where is the starting condition? Okay, I will run this Nazir code. I will do it again here so that you can see. So to convert this into the while loop, we have to start with the starting condition before even starting the while loop. So first I will put I equal to 0. This starting condition will come before the while loop starts. Then while loop will start, and in the while loop we have to put the ending condition, that is this condition. So I is less than 5. So if I is less than 5, if it is true, then the code block will run, otherwise the code block will not run. And then I have to put this code block of console.log I. So this will run console.log I is I. But in the while loop, we have to put changing condition inside the code block. In the for loop, we are not putting this changing condition inside the code block. But in the while loop, we have to put this changing condition inside the code block. So after console.log, I will put I++. Okay, and then I will run it. So it is running 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is like this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the console.log is same. ignore this 4. This is something not part of the code. This is addition thing which is not needed, which comes in the part of console.log. So ignore this part, otherwise this console is running fine. Now I will write a code in while loop. You have to convert into for loop. So I'll say var j equal to 10, and I will say while j is greater than 0, console.log j is j, and I will put the ending changing condition as j minus minus. So initially it is 10, and it will run till j is greater than 0, and each time it will display the j, and every time it will reduce if j to 1, so it will become 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and once it will become 0, this condition will not be satisfied because 0 is not greater than 0, and it will display like this one, j 10, 9, 7. So do it like this one. Let me see who can do. Anand, there is some mistake in Anand code. Check it. Yeah, how your code looks interesting. Let me run it again. Let me run how code. I'm not able to copy, but I can see like this only. J equal to 10. Initial condition he has put. Ending condition he has put, and this is the changing condition, and this is the middle condition. Yeah, I want everybody to try. Just I don't see everybody is trying. Okay, only 2 or 3 people are trying. Rest, even if you take time, just try it and give me that one. Okay, so good for those who have tried. At least they have put some effort. Now this one, last one, let me check the last one. See, last one, j equal to 1. He has put j equal to 1. What I have put j equal to 10. So how come j equal to 10 becomes j equal to 1? You cannot make j equal to 1. You should put j equal to 10. This is the starting condition. So for loop will start with like this. I have to put first j starting condition like this. That will come here. Then we have to put the middle ending condition, that is this j equal to greater than 0. Yeah, Nikhil has done good. So this will be j is greater than 0. This is the ending condition, and then this is the middle condition. I will put it here, and this code block will go here. So it will run in the same way as while loop is there. Now let's do little more complex exercise using this for loop. I have an array ARR, and I will give the value of ARR as A, B. Okay, yes, that's right. Yeah, this is correct. Whatever yes has put is correct. C, D. Now we have done array a few days back. If I want to know how many items are there in the array, what code I will write to check the count of the array? How many elements are there in the array? What is, okay, Sonu has done j is less than 0. Okay, so j is less than 0 will not work because j is 10. Okay, j is 10, and if I do j minus minus, it will become j of 9. Then j of 9 is not less than 0, so it will come out immediately. Okay, so after 10 it will come out immediately. So these two will not work. So the Sonu solution will not work. Okay, Anand, array dot length. So okay, if I want to check the number of elements in the array, I will use array dot length. Whatever the variable name is dot length, I will see the 4. If this variable has more elements like E, F, then array dot length will show me the total number of elements. It is 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, what we will do, we will take this length in the for loop and we will print all these values. Okay, so let me write it again. Okay, this is my array. Now I will start with the for loop, and what I will do, I will put here a starting condition. So if you know, whenever I create an array, this one has a key of 0, this one has a key of 1, this one has key of 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I have to access A, I can simply say array of 0. Then the value of A will come. So based on this logic, I will write down the for loop and I will print all the elements of the array. So for what I'll do, I will start with I have to start with the key of this. What is the key of this? It is 0. Because the first element is 0, second is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what I will do, I will say star var I equal to 0 because I want to start with the 0. Then what I will do, I will say I should be less than total length. What is the total length? What is the total length of this array? What is the size of this array? Array dot length. So it should be array dot length. So tomorrow if I have a big array, that is the 100 elements, so it will automatically take all the 100 elements. If I have 2 or 3 elements, then also it will automatically take 2 or 3 elements. I don't have to change my code based on the size of the array. So once I say array dot length, it will automatically go through all the elements and it will show me the result. And every time whenever this code block runs, I will print I plus plus. I will move the I to one number more. I will say I plus plus. Okay, now I will do console.log. I will print I, and value is, so to print the value of A, that is the first element, I have to use array of 0. So array of 0 is hard-coded 0 number. For B, I will put array of 1. For C, I will put array of 2. So it is nothing but the value of I. So instead of putting hard-coded value of 0, I will change it to the I. So first time when the code will run, I is 0, I will be able to publish A. Second time, when second time it will run, the value of I will be 1, so I will be able to publish B. Third time I will be able to publish C. Fourth time D. Fifth time E. Sixth time F. So let's do it this one. So when I press enter, it's saying I is 0, value is A, B, C, D, E, and F. So even if my array will increase or decrease, this code will be sufficient to run all the elements of the array. Okay, so now let's do it little bit differently now here. I have this array. Now there is another syntax which I want to show you for this array and objects. The syntax which I will show you is for array and objects. Okay, this is a slightly different syntax than for loop. We just saw the for loop, how the for loop will be implemented to process this array. But there is another syntax for array and objects which is like this one. I will use for loop and I will start with variable I, and here I will say in, and I will put the name of the variable R. So when I say var I in R, That means I will process from 0 to 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every time this code block will run, I will move automatically without me writing I++. It will move automatically to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I can say console.log I is I and value is, I can say, array of I. So previously what we were doing, we were writing I++, but with this syntax, we don't have to write I++. It will automatically move 1++, and it will give me all the values. So if I press enter, so you'll see I0 value of A, 1, B, 2. I'm getting all the values. So I don't have to write for I equal to 0, I less than array dot length I++. So this is another short form of the for loop, and this is generally used in objects. In array, we generally use that for loop, normal for loop, var I equal to 0, I is less than array dot length I++. But this one will only work for the array. Okay, and this one will work for array and objects both. So let's see one example of objects. Okay, so I will create now one object. Let me name it as obj. I will create one object. Here will be, for example, name, Jack, last name, Bauer, and I will say, maybe I can say age 34, and I want gender male. Okay, so this is my object. I want to go through each of this object key value pair, and I want to print all it. So what I will do, I will say var I in obj, and then I will say console.log I is I and value is, I will say obj of I. Now tell me, before I submit enter, what will be the I in each case? I want to know what you think. What will be the I in each case? I'm saying var I in obj. So what will be the I in each case? It will be the key. So it will be the name, last name, age, and gender. And value will be Jack Bauer 34 male. So when I press enter, I is the name, last name, age, and gender, and the value is whatever value I have. So remember, whenever we have object and we have to go through each element of the object, we generally use this for loop, that is I in obj. We don't use that one, I equal to 0, I less than obj dot length, because we don't have obj dot length. Obj dot length only is possible in the array, not in case of object. Since we don't have obj dot length, so we cannot use normal for loop. We have to use this for loop. So just remember what you have to say, var I in obj. You can change from I to O, X, anything you want, but rest will remain same. I can say var X in obj. Then also it will work. So this var X or I is a whatever variable you want to choose, you can choose. So this is one example of the object, and we did one example of the array. Okay, one more thing we'll do here. I have a string var str equal to mango is a good fruit. Okay, something like that. So now if I want to go through each, if I want to go through each of the character like M, A, N, G, O, I, S, A, G, O, O, D, F, R, U, I, T, I will use for loop with var I equal to 0, I less than str dot length. So this length is available for the str and array. Both the cases we have a available length for them. And then I will say I plus plus. And then I will say console.log later is, so first time I want to get M. So I will say str of I. So when I say str of I will be 0 and 0 is this position. Then I will say str of A. Then I will say str of N, str of G, str of O. Then I will say space. And then I can say I, S is a good fruit. So if I enter it, I'm getting like this M, A, N, G, O. I, S is a, see, it is saying 2 times O. It's a good fruit. Is that clear? This part is clear? Okay, now I will give you one exercise based on this one. So if you see my code, this is the code. If you see, I am printing from M to fruit. That is, mango is a good fruit. Now the task for you is you have to print in the reverse order. So you have to say TIURF space DOOG space A space SI space OGANAM. So you have to print in the reverse order. Try to do in your notepad, and once you are done, put it here, paste it in the chat. Don't try to put directly in the chat, otherwise small I will become capital I, small f become capital F, so it will be a problem. So just you do it in the notepad or in your console.log. I want to be print this reverse order, that is from T I want to go till M. Try to do it. You have 2 minutes to complete it. Okay, one person has done it. I don't want let. No one will use let. No one will use let. Start with var only. We have not reached to ES6 part. So the people who are new, who don't know the ES6 version, they will confuse with the let and var. Okay. Var I equal to str dot length. Okay. This is starting condition. I should be greater than 0. It should be greater than 0. It should be greater or equal to 0, because we have to take 0 number also. Okay, and I plus plus. If you increase plus plus, it will never reach to 0. Okay, so let's see the next one. How I is equal to str length minus 1. Okay, yeah. So if we have total 10 characters, this last character will be length minus 1. So the starting will be length minus 1. Okay, and middle condition will be I should be greater than equal to 0, because we need 0 also. 0 is M. And if I put str length to be the starting condition, length is always, this is an array. So if I will say dead. Okay, how much is the length? Length is 3 for dead. But when I do array, it is 0 element, 1 element, and 2. So array start with the 0 to length minus 1. So array always start with the 0 number and it goes to the 2. in this case. That means it always goes to the length minus 1. So you have to start with var I equal to str dot length minus 1. That's where you will be able to capture t. If you make only str dot length, then it will go one level above the t and it will fail our use case. Okay, and each time we have to go minus minus because we are starting from the end. So each time we have to go minus minus till we reach here. Okay, let's do this one again. So I will start with str dot length minus 1. Start case should be always this one, and middle case should be, it should be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, and it will be I minus minus, and then I will run it. So you will see it start with TRIU RF DOOG ASI OGANAM. Okay, so this is the right version. Now,
sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
So what if you didn't want it to print the space there?
You don't want a space.
Yeah.
So you don't want to print the space, right?
Yes, yes. Like,
Okay.
Oh, see, okay, there are like, see, after if there is one space there.
Yeah, there's one space. Okay,
Yeah.
so another exercise for you. Just don't print the space. I don't want to print the space. Let's see who can do that. So you have to do everything, but don't print the space like here, like here, like here, like here, like here. Yeah, here. So let's see who can do. You have to print in the reverse order. This is the code for reverse order. But whenever there is a space, you should not print this console.log. So you should skip the console.log. Let's see who can do that. Anyone? Okay. Okay, many people have done it. Okay, one is Anand. If it's not equal to, okay, let's see. If STR length equal to, okay, let's go one by one. Who has done it? Okay, how Nazir is the old one. Okay, first let me check the Anand. Let's check the Anand. So this is the Anand code, and let's see if it prints successfully or not. So
He did
Why
not
I'm getting this one?
putting double sign.
What happened?
Yeah, see, he put two equal sign there. There should be one. Like not equal, there should be one equal sign.
Sir, actually I have used str in for loop condition, but I have used AR. Just replace str with the AR.
Okay, yeah, that's the reason. Got it. Okay, let me replace with str. Yeah, this one is fine. This one is fine, but this one we should have the space. I don't see the space here. I don't see the space here. So even if I put str, let's see what it is. So even if it's coming space, because you just
Sir,
give
in
the
if condition, we have used AR. We have to use str there also in left side. If
yeah, I got it. Okay, let me do it again. Sorry, str. Okay. So even if space is coming, the reason is you have not put space here. It should be space here. So you cannot give only string. What you want to skip is space. So you have to give one space here. Okay, let me see another solution. Is not there is no triple equal. Triple equal is for only equal. For not, it is two equal sign. Okay, but let's see the rest others. There also you have to give space. Yeah, you have written extra space because of error. Okay. Yeah, it's
Sir,
okay.
in not equal, there should be one equal sign.
This not equal equal, two equal sign is okay.
But what if in not equal we should have one equal sign?
No, not equal. You can either use one or two. Both are fine. Not equal to, or you can use not equal to. Both are fine. But we try to avoid this part because this one will check the type also. If the type is string, then also it will match. Then only it will match. But this one, if it is numeric string, it only check the value, not the type, content, data type. This one will check data type also. So I prefer always this one, not this one. So this one is good. Okay. So so only thing is you have to put the space here. Sorry, let me clear. Only thing you have to put the space here. So then it will, the space will go away, right? The space is gone. If you don't put space here, then it will not work because we are to skip the space, right? So we have to give the space. That if a space is there, then only skip it.
Sir, could you add this code in the chat there? Like,
Yeah, this one I will put it in the chat. Okay, I will put in the our Telegram also. Okay, if you want to see there. Okay, now let's modify. You know, these are the interesting problems which I figure out now. Actually, I was not planned to do these problems, but as I did, I got some problems to be related to this one. So let's say if I have var a equal to hello, and I have var b equal to world. If I want to write hello world, I can write a plus b, which is hello world. But if I want to give the space, then I will say a plus, I will give a space, then I will use b. So this plus sign when used with a string is concatenation. Concatenation means it joins the two word. It joins the two word. So based on this logic, I will just give one exercise which you can do in 2 minutes, and then I will stop for today. Okay. So you know the str. I created a variable str equal to mango is a good fruit. Okay, and then I use the for loop var I equal to str dot length minus 1. I is greater than equal to 0, I minus minus, and I print the console.log whatever you saw. Console.log I is I value is value. Value is str of I. Okay, I'm not skipping the space now. Okay, just writing this one. So you see I am writing in the reverse order. Fruit is a good mango. So this is the code. Now task is, right now we are just consoling the value. Now task is create another variable which has reverse value. So for example, I will create var str2. I will make it empty string, but when it will come out of this for loop, I want the str2 should have the value of the reverse one, TIURFDOOGASIOGNAM. So I want the value of str2 should be like this. That is the reverse of this one. So based on the logic I explained about A plus B, which is the concatenation logic, you have to use that concatenation logic to create a variable and make the reverse order of this one. Okay, reverse order of this one. So do it now, 2 minutes. This is little difficult one, but I want to see who can do that. Instead of console.log, I want a variable to be with the value of the reverse order of this string. Okay, one person has done it. Let me see. First, our solution str2 equal to str2 plus stri. Okay, Anand. Okay, I'm not concerned with the console.log. Str2 plus equal to stri. Okay, so both the solutions of Anand and how are seems to be correct. So don't watch their solution. Just you try to do your solution. Okay, yes. Temporary, you create temporary variable and then temp is equal to plus equal to stri. Yeah, that will also work. Okay, Nikhil, str2 equal to str2 plus stri. Yeah, that will work. Okay, so what we have to do, I'll just give the solution. We have to take this str2 and we have to say the previous value of str2, which is this previous value, and we have to concatenate it with this current value. Okay, so this one will, so str2 in the first case it will become t, and when the second time the loop will happen, previous value is t, it will add I, and like this all the values will be added to str2 in the reverse order. So if I do console.log of str2, we will see str2 is the reverse of this string. Okay, so that's all for today.